Thank you so much for clicking on this video today.
If you're new here, I'm so happy you found this channel. This is the place where your English becomes natural, confident, and fluent step by step. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fhuang English, and share your thoughts or answers in the comments. I always read your comments, and your answers help other learners too. All right, let's begin today's masterclass. From B1 to C2, English Fluency Vertical Bar, Daily Listening and Speaking Masterclass. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your English is almost good, but not fluent yet? You can understand most words, but when you try to speak, your mind goes blank? You are not alone. Many learners reach a level where they understand English well, maybe B1 or B2, but they can't move up to that confident, fluent C1 or C2 level. So today, I'm going to help you break that wall. In this masterclass, you will learn how to think in English, how to speak smoothly and naturally, and how to train your listening every day just like native speakers do. And don't worry, everything I say will be in simple, clear English. You can shadow my voice, repeat after me, and learn step by step. Let's begin your journey from B1 to C2. Section 1. What real fluency means. First, let's talk about what fluency really means. Fluency is not about speaking fast. It's about speaking naturally, with rhythm, confidence, and understanding. When you are fluent, your thoughts flow easily. You don't translate from your native language. You think directly in English. Imagine this. You are talking to a friend in English. The words just come to you. You're not nervous. You sound calm, clear, and confident. That's what we are working toward, real fluency. But how do we get there? The secret is daily listening and speaking practice. Every day, you must listen actively and speak actively. Not just study grammar or vocabulary from a book. And that's exactly what this masterclass is about. Section 2. The power of shadowing. Let's start with one of the most powerful tools to reach fluency: shadowing. Shadowing means you listen and speak at the same time. You repeat what you hear word by word, with the same rhythm and tone. It's like singing along to a song but in English conversation. This technique trains your mouth, your ears, and your brain together. It helps you develop the music of English, its natural stress, sound, and emotion. Let's try a short shadowing exercise together. Listen first. I used to feel nervous every time I spoke English, but then I started shadowing native speakers every day. After 1 month, I could hear the rhythm. After 2 months, I could feel the words. After 3 months, I started to sound more natural. Now you repeat after me slowly. Ready? I used to feel nervous every time I spoke English. But then, I started shadowing native speakers every day. After 1 month, I could hear the rhythm. After 2 months, I could feel the words. After 3 months, I started to sound more natural. Well done! When you shadow daily, your pronunciation improves without effort. You begin to speak automatically. Section 3. The listening habit. The next step is daily listening. Listening is like breathing for language learners. You can't become fluent if you only read or write. You must hear the language every single day, but not just any listening. You need active listening. Active listening means focusing on meaning, rhythm, and emotion, not just hearing words. Here's how you can do it. Choose something you enjoy, a story, podcast, or YouTube video. Listen once for understanding, listen again, and shadow the speaker. Then, pause and repeat difficult sentences until you can say them clearly. It's simple, but it works. And if you do this every day, even for just 10 minutes, your listening and speaking skills will grow faster than you imagine. Section 4. A small story, the student who changed. Let me tell you a quick story. Last year, one of my students, Lynn, came to me with a dream. She said, "Teacher, I can read and write in English, but I can't speak. My pronunciation is not good, and I freeze when people talk fast." We started small. Every day, Lynn shadowed one short English story, just 5 minutes a day. She listened carefully and repeated with emotion. After 3 weeks, her voice sounded clearer. After 6 weeks, her confidence grew. After 3 months, she could have full conversations with native speakers. No fear, no freezing. How did it happen? Because she trained her ears and mouth together, not just her mind. This is what you can do too. So if you ever think, "I can't speak like a native speaker," remember Lynn. She started exactly where you are now, B1 level. And today she sounds natural, fluent, and confident. Section 5. The journey ahead. This masterclass has 11 parts. In each part, you'll learn new vocabulary, new expressions, and powerful listening and speaking techniques. Step by step, we'll move from intermediate English to advanced, fluent English, the kind that sounds real, confident, and natural. So, stay with me until the end. By the time you finish all 11 parts, your pronunciation, listening, and fluency will all be stronger. Now, before we end part 1, let's do one last mini practice. Repeat these short sentences after me. I am ready to learn. I can speak English with confidence. I listen carefully, and I speak naturally. Every day my English becomes better. Perfect. You sound great. Remember, your English journey doesn't need to be fast. It just needs to be consistent. Fluency comes to those who practice every day. In the next part, we'll talk about the mindset of fluent speakers, how they think differently, and how you can start thinking in English too. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fwang English, and tell me in the comments, what's one challenge you face when speaking English? Welcome back to Ms. Fwang English. I'm so happy you're here for part 2 of our masterclass. From B1 to C2, English Fluency Vertical Bar Daily Listening and Speaking Masterclass. In part 1, we learned how fluency is not about speaking fast, it's about speaking naturally. We also practiced shadowing and active listening, and we talked about the power of daily habits. Now, in this part, we'll go deeper into something very important, your mindset. Because your fluency starts not in your mouth, not in your ears, but in your mind. Let's begin. Section 1. How fluent speakers think. Have you ever wondered what makes fluent English speakers sound confident and natural? It's not just grammar or vocabulary, it's the way they think. When fluent speakers talk, they don't translate word by word. They think directly in English. They focus on meaning, not on individual words. They allow mistakes. They focus on connection, not perfection. Here's an example. Imagine two learners. Learner A thinks like this. I want to say this sentence. How do I say that in English? What's the right tense? What's the grammar rule? Learner B thinks like this. I just want to share my idea. I'll use the words I know. It's okay if it's not perfect. Who speaks faster and more fluently? Learner B, of course. Because when you focus on perfection, your brain freezes. When you focus on communication, your brain flows. So if you want to move from B1 to C2, you need to think like a fluent speaker, free, confident, and focused on meaning. Section 2, Thinking in English Step by Step. Now, let's talk about how to train your brain to think in English. It doesn't happen overnight, but you can practice it every day in small ways. Here's a simple 3-step exercise. Step 1. Describe your world in English. Look around you right now. Say what you see out loud or in your head. For example, my desk is clean today. There's a cup of coffee next to my laptop. I hear birds outside the window. That's it. Simple English, spoken naturally. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English. When you do something, describe it. I'm making breakfast. I'm walking to work. I'm checking my phone. This builds a direct connection between your thoughts and the English language. Step 3. Reflect in English. At the end of the day, talk to yourself for 1 minute in English. Say what happened in your day, what was good, what was difficult. For example, today was a busy day. I had a lot of meetings. I was tired, but I learned something new. This daily reflection helps you think faster and express your feelings in English. Practice these 3 steps every day, and your mind will slowly start to live in English. Section 3. How to stop translating. One of the biggest problems learners face is translation. You think in your native language, then translate into English. That makes your speech slow and unnatural. So how do you stop translating? The secret is patterns. Instead of memorizing words one by one, learn English in patterns, short, complete chunks you can use instantly. For example, instead of learning just the word because, learn the full phrase. I did it because I wanted to. Instead of learning I think, learn the pattern. I think it's a good idea. I think it's too late. I think I understand. When you learn in patterns, your brain remembers ready-made sentences. You no longer need to build every sentence from zero. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I think it's a good idea. I guess you're right. I'm not sure about that. I feel like going for a walk. It looks like it's going to rain. These are natural patterns native speakers use every day. If you practice them often, you'll start using them automatically, No translation needed. Section 4. The confidence switch. Fluent speakers are not fluent because they know everything. They are fluent because they are not afraid to try. You see, confidence is not something you wait for, it's something you create. When you speak English, don't think, I might make a mistake. Instead, think, I'm learning, I'm improving. Every mistake is a step toward fluency. Let me tell you a short story. When I first moved to the United States, I met a friend from Japan. His English was not perfect. He made grammar mistakes all the time, but he smiled, spoke naturally, and kept the conversation going. People loved talking to him because he was confident and friendly. A few months later, his English improved faster than everyone else's. Why? Because he used it every day without fear. Fluency grows with use, not with silence. So, don't wait until you feel ready. Start speaking today, even if it's simple English. Section 5. Shadowing practice. The fluency mindset. Now, let's do a short shadowing exercise to practice this fluent mindset. Listen first. I don't need to be perfect to speak English. I just need to practice every day. I can express my ideas clearly. I speak English to connect, not to impress. Every word I say makes me stronger. Now repeat after me, sentence by sentence. I don't need to be perfect to speak English. I just need to practice every day. I can express my ideas clearly. I speak English to connect, not to impress. Every word I say makes me stronger. Excellent. When you repeat positive sentences like these, you're training your brain to think like a fluent speaker. This is called language confidence training. The more confident your thoughts, the more natural your English becomes. Section 6. Your mini task. Here's your small task for today. After watching this video, spend 5 minutes thinking in English. Describe what you see, what you feel, and what you're doing all in English. If you want extra practice, write 3 short sentences about your day in the comments below. I'll read them, and it will help you practice publicly like a real speaker. In the next part, we'll go one step further. You'll learn how to train your listening skills like native speakers, so you can understand fast English, movies, and real conversations easily. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fuang English, and tell me in the comments, do you still translate when you speak English? Or can you think directly in English now? I'll see you in part 3, and remember, fluency starts in your mind. You're already on the right path. Welcome back to Ms. Fuang English. I'm so happy to see you here for part 3 of our masterclass. From B1 to C2 English Fluency Vertical Bar Daily Listening and Speaking Masterclass. In part 2, you learned about the mindset of fluent speakers, how they think directly in English, how they use patterns instead of translation, and how confidence is built through daily practice. Now it's time to talk about one of the most powerful skills for fluency, listening. If you can understand English clearly, the rhythm, the emotion, and the real speed, your speaking will naturally improve too. But most learners listen the wrong way. They hear words, but they don't train their ears. So today you'll learn how to train your listening like a native speaker step by step. Section 1. The secret of real listening. Many learners think that listening is passive. You just press play and let your brain do the work. But that's not true. Real listening is active. It's like a workout for your ears. Native speakers listen in chunks, not word by word. They hear phrases together. For example, when you hear, "Did you eat yet?" it often sounds like, "Yeet yet?" When you hear, "I want to go," it becomes, "I want to go." When you hear, "Let me see," it sounds like, "Let me see." If you try to understand word by word, you'll get lost. But if you listen to meaning, you'll understand the whole sentence easily. This is the first secret. Don't listen for words, listen for ideas. Section 2. Active listening practice. Now, let's practice active listening together. I'll say a few short sentences. Listen carefully. Don't focus on every single word. Just try to feel the meaning and the emotion. Listen. "I can't believe it's already Friday. You look tired. Did you sleep well last night? It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it?" Now, listen again and repeat after me. Try to copy the rhythm and tone. "I can't believe it's already Friday. You look tired. Did you sleep well last night? It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it?" Did you notice how each sentence has a music? That's the rhythm of English, and listening helps you feel it. Section 3. Shadowing and listening together. Shadowing is not just about speaking, it's also about listening deeply. Here's how to combine the two. Choose a short clip, maybe a story, movie scene, or podcast. Listen once without repeating. Just focus on understanding. Then, listen again and shadow the speaker speak together, copying their speed and intonation. Finally, listen one more time and notice small sounds you missed before. This 3-step method improves both your listening accuracy and your speaking flow. Let's try a short example together. Listen first. "When I was a child, I loved listening to the rain. The sound was soft, peaceful, and made me dream." Now, let's shadow it together slowly. "When I was a child, I loved listening to the rain. The sound was soft, peaceful, and made me dream." Very good. When you shadow, your ears learn the real sound of English. You start noticing how words connect, how listening to becomes listening ta, how made me becomes made me. This is how native speakers hear and speak naturally. Section 4. The listening pyramid. Let's imagine listening practice as a pyramid 3 levels. Level 1. Clear English. This is English spoken slowly and clearly, like what you're hearing now. Use it to build your foundation. Level 2. Natural English. This is the speed of real conversations like TV shows, YouTube videos, or podcasts. You might not understand every word, and that's okay. Level 3. Fast, authentic English. This is how people speak in movies, songs, and daily life with connected speech, reduced sounds, and slang. It's difficult, but it trains your ears to be fast and flexible. To become fluent, you must practice all 3 levels slowly, clearly, and naturally. Start from level 1, move up to level 2, and challenge yourself with level 3. The more you listen, the easier English sounds will become. Section 5, the shadowing challenge. Let's do a quick listening and shadowing challenge. I'll read a short story twice. First, just listen. Then, shadow with me. Ready? First, listen. Yesterday, I went to a small cafe near my house. I ordered a cup of tea and sat by the window. It started raining softly. I watched the people outside running with umbrellas. It was quiet, calm, and beautiful. Now, let's shadow together slowly. Yesterday, I went to a small cafe near my house. I ordered a cup of tea and sat by the window. It started raining softly. I watched the people outside running with umbrellas. It was quiet, calm, and beautiful. Great job. That is how you combine listening and speaking in one simple daily exercise. Even 5 minutes of this practice every day can make your listening sharper and your speaking smoother. Section 6. Listening with emotion. One thing fluent speakers always do, they feel the language. They don't just hear sounds. They feel the emotion behind the words. Listen to the difference. If I say, "It's raining again," I sound a little tired or bored. But if I say, "It's raining again," I sound excited or happy. Same words, different emotion. So, when you listen, ask yourself, what emotion do I hear? Is the speaker happy, angry, surprised, calm? Feeling emotions helps you understand tone, not just vocabulary. And when you speak, you'll start using emotion too, just like a native speaker. Section 7. Your listening routine. Here's a simple daily routine you can follow. Morning, 5 minutes. Listen to slow, clear English, maybe a short podcast or video, like this one. Afternoon, 10 minutes. Shadow a natural conversation clip. Evening, 5 minutes. Listen to something fast like a movie scene or a song, just to challenge your ears. That's only 20 minutes a day, but it will change everything about how you hear and understand English. Remember, listening is not just input, it's training. Section 8. Quick review. Let's quickly review what you learned today. Don't listen word by word, listen for meaning. Train your ears to hear connected speech. Combine listening and shadowing. Feel the emotion, not just the sound. Practice a little every day. Even 10 or 20 minutes makes a big difference. If you do this consistently, your listening will become natural and your speaking will follow. Section 9. Your mini task. Your task for today is simple. Find one short English video that you enjoy. Listen 3 times. First for meaning, second while shadowing, and third to catch small details. Then, write 1 sentence in the comments. Number 2. What new sound or phrase did you notice today? I'll read your comments and help you correct or improve if needed. In part 4, we'll take another big step. You'll learn how to speak English naturally and smoothly, how to connect your words like a native speaker. So, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fluent English, and share your learning experience below. You're doing an amazing job. Keep listening, keep practicing, and I promise soon, English will sound clear and easy to you. See you in part 4. Welcome back to Ms. Fluent English. I'm really proud of you for staying with me through this masterclass. From B1 to C2 English Fluency Vertical Bar Daily Listening and Speaking Masterclass. In part 3, we learned how to train your listening like a native speaker, how to hear meaning, not just words, how to shadow with emotion, and how to create a daily listening habit that truly transforms your fluency. Now, in part 4, we'll talk about the next big step, how to speak English smoothly and naturally. This part is where everything begins to connect. You'll learn how to make your sentences flow, how to sound confident, and how to use real English rhythm. Are you ready? Let's begin. Section 1. What does natural speaking mean? When we say natural English, we're talking about more than just words. Natural English has rhythm, tone, and emotion. It sounds relaxed and smooth, not robotic. You've probably noticed how native speakers don't speak word by word. Instead of saying, "I want to go to the store," they say, "I want to go to the store." Instead of, "Let me help you," they say, "Let me help you." This isn't wrong or lazy, it's natural speech. It's how English really sounds in daily life. So, if you want to sound natural, you need to learn to connect your words and reduce sounds, just like native speakers do. Section 2. Linking words, the secret of smooth English. Native speakers link words together so the sentence flows like music. This is called linking. Let's look at a few examples. Go on. Native speakers say, "Go on. Turn off the light," becomes, "Turn off the light. Talk about it." Sounds like, "Talk about it." Do you hear the flow? The words connect, no long pauses in between. Let's try a small practice. Repeat after me slowly, then naturally. Slowly, turn off the light. Naturally, turn off the light. Slowly, talk about it. Naturally, talk about it. Slowly, come on in. Naturally, come on in. Excellent. This kind of practice helps your mouth move faster and smoother. You'll begin to sound natural without forcing it. Section 3. Reductions and connected speech. Now let's look at reductions, the way English speakers make words shorter when speaking fast. Here are some common ones. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. Got to becomes gotta. Let me becomes lemme. Give me becomes gimme. Let's practice a few. Repeat after me. I'm gonna call you later. I want to go home now. I gotta study tonight. Let me check my phone. Gimme a second. Very good. You don't need to use these all the time, but understanding them helps you sound and understand English naturally. It's part of how people really speak in daily life, not textbook English, but real living English. Section 4. The music of English, stress and rhythm. Every language has its own music. In English, we stress certain words more strongly than others. For example, listen to this sentence. I didn't say she stole the money. If I stress different words, the meaning changes. I didn't say she stole the money, maybe I wrote it. I didn't say she stole the money, maybe someone else did. I didn't say she stole the money, maybe she just borrowed it. See how the stress changes meaning? To sound natural, you must feel this rhythm, strong words and soft words working together. Let's practice. Repeat after me, focusing on stress and emotion. I really love English. This movie is so funny. You did an amazing job today. Good job. When you use stress naturally, your English becomes alive, full of energy and feeling. Section 5. Shadowing for smoothness. Now, let's combine what you've learned with a short shadowing exercise. Listen first. When I speak English now, I don't worry about being perfect. I focus on being clear and natural. I connect my words and let my ideas flow. Now repeat after me slowly. When I speak English now, I don't worry about being perfect. I focus on being clear and natural. I connect my words and let my ideas flow. Now, a little faster. Ready? When I speak English now, I don't worry about being perfect. I focus on being clear and natural. I connect my words and let my ideas flow. Beautiful. That's how you train your voice to flow naturally, not in short, broken words, but in smooth, connected sounds. Section 6. Speaking with emotion and tone. Another part of natural speech is emotion. English is a language full of tone. We change our pitch to show how we feel. If you say, really, in a flat voice, it sounds bored. If you say, really, with energy, it sounds excited or surprised. Try it with me. Flat. Really? Excited. Really? Surprised? Really? Doubtful? Really? Same word, but your tone tells the meaning. So when you speak, don't be afraid to use your voice. English listeners understand your emotion through your tone, not only your words. Section 7. How to sound natural in conversations. When you talk to someone, natural English is not just about grammar. It's about flow and connection. Here's a simple conversation tip. When you answer questions, don't give only short answers. Add a small detail. For example, A. How was your weekend? B. Good. Too short. B. Better. Good. I visited my cousin and we watched a movie. A. Do you like coffee? B. Yes. Too short. B. Yes, I love coffee. I drink 2 cups every morning. Adding small details makes you sound friendly, confident, and natural, just like native speakers. Let's practice a few quick responses. Question. How are you today? You. I'm great, thanks. I just finished my work. Question. What do you usually do on weekends? You. I usually relax and watch a good movie. Question. Do you like studying English? You. Yes. It makes me happy when I can speak better each day. Excellent. Section 8. Your speaking routine. Here's a simple routine to make your speaking smoother every day. Shadow for 5 minutes. Pick a short clip and copy the speaker's voice, rhythm, and emotion. Record yourself for 2 minutes. Talk about your day or answer a question. Don't worry about mistakes. Listen and notice. Compare your recording with a native speaker clip. What sounds different? Repeat and improve. Do it again the next day. You'll notice improvement quickly. Remember, the goal isn't to sound perfect, it's to sound natural. Section 9. Review and motivation. Let's quickly review what you learned today. Natural English is connected, not word by word. Linking and reductions make speech flow smoothly. Stress and tone create rhythm and emotion. Short answers sound robotic, add details to sound natural. Practice shadowing daily to improve your rhythm and sound. You're already improving just by being here and practicing with me. Fluency doesn't happen overnight. It grows from daily practice and courage to speak. Section 10. Your mini task. Here's your task for today. Choose one simple English sentence, like "I want to learn English," and make it sound natural. Practice saying it in different ways. I want to learn English. I really want to learn English. I'm going to keep learning English every day. Then, record your version and listen to how it sounds. Share your best sentence in the comments. I'd love to see your progress. In Part 5, we'll talk about something every fluent speaker does, using advanced vocabulary naturally. You'll learn how to choose the right words to sound confident and intelligent, not complicated, but clear and expressive. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Miss Fluang English, and tell me in the comments, what English phrase do you want to say more naturally? You're doing so well. Keep going. Your English is already getting smoother, stronger, and more confident every day. See you in Part 5. Welcome back to Ms. Fluang English. I'm so happy you're still here with me in this From B1 to C2 English Fluency Vertical Bar Daily Listening and Speaking Masterclass. You've already done amazing work in Part 4. We learned how to speak English smoothly and naturally, how to link words, use rhythm, and sound confident when you speak. Now, in Part 5, we're going to go even deeper. Today's topic is how to use advanced vocabulary naturally so you can sound intelligent, expressive, and fluent, just like a C2 level speaker. And don't worry, you don't need big fancy words to sound advanced. You just need the right words, used in the right way. Let's get started. Section 1. Why vocabulary isn't just about hard words. Many learners think, if I use complicated words, I'll sound fluent. But actually, fluency isn't about complexity, it's about clarity. Native speakers use simple words, but they use them precisely and naturally. For example, they don't say, I experienced an abundance of fatigue. They say, I was really tired. It's clear, it's natural, and it's powerful. So instead of memorizing long, difficult words, focus on knowing how to use words in real life. That's what we'll do today. Section 2. Upgrade your vocabulary step by step. Let's start by upgrading some common words into advanced but natural alternatives. I'll give you examples that real native speakers use every day. 1. Very words. Instead of always saying very, use stronger words. Very big, huge, enormous. Very small, tiny. Very good, excellent, fantastic, amazing. Very bad, terrible, awful. Very tired, exhausted. Very happy, thrilled, delighted. Let's practice. Sentence 1. The movie was very good. Better. The movie was fantastic. Sentence 2. I'm very tired today. Better. I'm exhausted today. Sentence 3. It's very cold outside. Better. It's freezing outside. Do you hear the difference? You sound more fluent, more expressive, and still completely natural. 2. Real-life upgrades. Let's upgrade some common phrases that sound too basic. I think, I believe. I guess, I suppose. In my opinion. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I like it. I really enjoy it. I'm into it. I'm busy. I've got a lot on my plate. I'm not interested. It's not really my thing. Let's start. Let's get started. Let's dive in. Let's practice them in context. Basic. I think English is important. Better. I believe English is really important. Basic. I like music. Better. I'm really into music. Basic. I'm not interested in sports. Better. Sports aren't really my thing. See? You don't sound like a student, you sound like a real communicator. Section 3. How to remember advanced words. Now you might think, but teacher, how do I remember all these new words? Here's the secret. You don't remember words by memorizing lists. You remember them by using them in your daily life. For example, speak them aloud. Use them in sentences that describe your day. Instead of saying, I'm tired, say, I'm exhausted. Write short stories or journal entries. If you write, today was great, I was thrilled to see my friends, your brain remembers the emotion and the word together. Shadow real English. When you watch movies or listen to podcasts, copy how native speakers use words naturally. Let's try together. Shadow this short paragraph. Today was amazing. I was exhausted after work, but when I saw my best friend, I felt thrilled. We had an incredible dinner, and the food was fantastic. Now you try repeating that slowly, clearly, and naturally. See? You've already used 4 advanced words without sounding unnatural. Section 4. Avoid overusing fancy words. Here's something many advanced learners do wrong. They try too hard to sound smart. For example, someone might say, I would like to express my profound gratitude for your assistance. That's polite but too formal for daily life. You can simply say, thanks so much for your help. Fluency is not about sounding like a dictionary. It's about sounding human. Even native speakers use simple English most of the time. The secret is not to use difficult words, it's to use natural ones confidently. Section 5. Think in phrases, not in words. When you speak English, Don't think word by word. Instead, think in chunks, short, natural phrases that native speakers use automatically. Here are some examples. At the end of the day means finally in the end. It depends on use when something is not certain. I mean, to clarify your idea, you know what I mean? To check understanding. Sort of to soften your opinion. Let's put them into real sentences. At the end of the day, it's your choice. It depends on the weather. I mean, I really wanted to go, but I was too tired. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain. If you learn and use phrases like these, your speaking will sound natural, not textbook-like. Section 6. Vocabulary through emotion. Here's something powerful. You remember words faster when you feel something about them. If you connect words with emotion, story, or experience, they stay in your memory longer. For example, imagine this story. I was exhausted after running 5 kilometers, but when I reached the finish line, I was thrilled. My friends were cheering, and I felt so proud. Now, those 2 words, exhausted and thrilled, aren't just vocabulary anymore. They're part of an emotional memory. That's how real fluency is built, with feelings, not just flashcards. Section 7. Practice speaking with upgraded vocabulary. Let's do a quick practice. I'll say a basic sentence and you'll repeat it using a better, more advanced phrase. I'm very hungry. I'm starving. That's very funny. That's hilarious. I'm very sad. I'm heartbroken. It's very easy. It's simple. Or it's effortless. I'm very scared. I'm terrified. Now shadow these sentences after me. Naturally. I'm starving. That's hilarious. I'm heartbroken. It's effortless. I'm terrified. Perfect. You're already sounding more natural and expressive. Section 8. Review and motivation. Let's summarize what you learned today. Don't focus on difficult words, focus on natural, expressive words. Upgrade basic words like very good, fantastic, very tired, exhausted. Learn and use phrases, not just single words. Speak, write, and shadow to remember new vocabulary. Connect emotion to learning, feel the words you use. You're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning how to think in English. That's the true key from B1 to C2. Section 9. Your task for today. Here's your practice for today. Write 3 sentences using upgraded vocabulary. For example, I'm exhausted but happy today. The view from the mountain was breathtaking. At the end of the day, I feel proud of my progress. Post your sentences in the comments below. I'll read them all and respond to some of you personally. In Part 6, we'll go further into thinking in English, how to stop translating from your native language and start forming ideas directly in English, like a fluent speaker. If you're enjoying this masterclass, please like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fwang English, and tell me in the comments, what's your favorite advanced English word or phrase? Keep practicing, your progress is real, and every small step brings you closer to fluency. I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in Part 6. Welcome back to Ms. Fwang English. This is part 6 of our series from B1 to C2 English Fluency Vertical Bar Daily Listening and Speaking Masterclass. In the last part, we learned how to use advanced vocabulary naturally, how to sound fluent and expressive without sounding too formal or complicated. Now, in this part, we're going to explore something even more powerful, something that separates fluent speakers from learners. We're going to talk about how to think in English naturally. If you can think in English, you will speak faster, understand faster, and feel more confident every time you open your mouth. Let's begin. Section 1. Why translating slows you down. Let's start with a question. Do you still translate in your head before you speak English? Many learners do. You think in your native language first, then try to find English words to match. But here's the problem: that process takes time. You start thinking like this. Okay, what's the word for this? What's the right grammar? Wait, is it correct? And while you're thinking, your mouth stops. Your fluency disappears. Fluent speakers don't translate. They connect ideas directly to English words. So when they see a picture of the sun, they don't think mat tre or el sol or le soleil. They just think Sunday. That's how children learn their first language, and that's how you can train your brain to think in English too. Section 2. The 4 stages of thinking in English. Thinking in English is not a switch you turn on instantly. It's a skill you build step by step. Let's break it down into 4 stages. Stage 1. Word level. You start naming things you see in English. For example, table, chair, dog, sky, coffee. This trains your brain to connect English words directly to objects. Stage 2. Phrase level. Now, instead of single words, use short phrases. For example, a hot cup of coffee, a beautiful sky, a fast car. This helps you think in chunks, not translations. Stage 3. Sentence level. Next, describe your actions or feelings in English. For example, I'm drinking coffee. I'm watching TV. I feel tired today. Stage 4. Thought level. Finally, express your full ideas, opinions, or memories directly in English. For example, I think learning English is like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you reach this stage, you don't translate anymore, you just speak. Section 3. How to train your mind daily. Now let's train your brain to think in English with some daily habits. I call this method the 5-minute English thinking routine. You can do it anywhere on the bus, while cooking, or before bed. Here's how it works. Minute 1. Observe. Look around you and name what you see. There's a chair. The window is open. My phone is on the table. Minute 2. Describe. Say more details. The chair looks comfortable. The sky is clear. My phone battery is low. Minute 3. Express. Talk about your feelings. I feel relaxed. I'm happy the weather is nice. Minute 4. Imagine. Create a short imaginary situation in English. What if it starts raining? I would go outside and dance in the rain. Minute 5. Reflect. Think about your day. Today was good. I finished my work and learned new words. If you do this every day, your brain will slowly stop depending on your native language, and English will become your second voice. Section 4. How to replace native words with English words. Let's practice right now. Imagine you see a red apple. In your mind, do you say the word in your native language first, or do you say apple? If your brain says apple first, congratulations, you're already training your English brain. If not, don't worry, you can fix it. Here's how. Whenever you see something, say its English name out loud. When you use your phone, think phone. When you eat rice, think rice. When you see a car, think car. Say it aloud or whisper it to yourself. This simple practice builds direct connections between the object and the English word. After some time, your brain will automatically choose English first. Section 5. Shadowing practice, thinking in English. Let's do a short shadowing exercise. Listen and repeat after me like an echo. I think in English every day. I describe my world in English. I can speak English without translating. My mind is getting faster. I'm building my English brain. Now repeat one more time, but this time, say it with confidence. I think in English every day. I describe my world in English. I can speak English without translating. My mind is getting faster. I'm building my English brain. Excellent. That's not just shadowing, it's mindset training. Every time you speak words like this, your brain believes it more deeply. Section 6. Thinking in English. While listening and thinking in English is not just for speaking, it's also for listening. When you listen to someone speaking English, don't try to translate everything into your native language. Instead, try to understand the idea. For example, when someone says, "I had a rough day," don't stop to translate each word. Just understand the feeling. They had a difficult day. You don't need to understand every single word to understand meaning. That's how native speakers listen too. So, when you watch movies, podcasts, or videos, try to think in pictures, not translations. Let your brain connect English to meaning directly. Section 7. Stop judging yourself. Many learners feel frustrated when they can't think fast enough in English. But remember, this is a process, not magic. It takes time for your brain to build new connections, so be patient. When you catch yourself translating, don't say, "Oh no, I failed." Instead say, "Okay, I noticed it. Next time, I'll think in English faster." Every time you notice, you're improving awareness, and awareness is the first step to fluency. Section 8. Real-life example. Let me share a quick story. One of my students, Hannah, was an intermediate learner around B1 level. She always translated from Vietnamese before speaking, and that made her slow, so we started small. Each day, I asked her to describe one simple thing in English, just 1 minute. After 3 weeks, she said something incredible. "Teacher, when I look at things now, English words come to me automatically. I don't need to think in Vietnamese anymore." That's when I knew she had started to think in English. And soon after that, her speaking became much faster, not because she learned new grammar, but because her brain changed the way it thought. That's what will happen to you too, if you keep practicing. Section 9. Your practice for today. Now it's your turn. Here's your task. For the next 24 hours, try to think in English as much as possible. When you wake up, say to yourself, I'm getting up now. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making breakfast. When you walk outside, think, the weather is hot. The sky is blue. There's a man walking his dog. At night, before you sleep, say, today was a good day. I learned something new. This exercise might feel strange at first, but soon it will become natural, and that's when your fluency will grow fast. If you want extra motivation, write 3 English sentences about your day in the comments below. I'll read them and reply to as many as I can. Section 10. Preview of the next lesson. In Part 7, we'll move to something exciting. You'll learn how to sound natural and confident in real conversations using intonation, tone, and body language. We'll practice how native speakers make their speech sound alive, not robotic, and how you can do the same. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fwang English, and tell me in the comments, do you still translate when you speak English? Or are you starting to think in English now? You're doing an amazing job. Keep going, and remember every word you think in English brings you closer to fluency. I'll see you in Part 7. Welcome back, my friend. You're doing so well. If you've stayed with me until Part 7, I know something important about you. You're serious about your English. You don't just want to study English. You want to live it. You want to feel it. And that's exactly what today's part is about, thinking in English. You might have heard this advice many times before. Think in English. But what does that really mean? And more importantly, how do you actually do it? Let's talk about that. When you first start learning a language, everything goes through translation. For example, you see an apple, and in your head, you think in your native language first. This is an apple. Then you translate it into English. Apple. That's normal. It's how your brain begins connecting the new language to the old one. But translation is slow. It creates a delay, a small wall between you and fluency. If you want to move from B1 to C2, from intermediate to fluent, you have to break that wall. You must train your brain to think directly in English. Let's begin with something simple. Level 1, single words. When you're walking around your home, name the things you see in English. Say it out loud if you can. This is a chair. That's a window. I see my phone. Even better, drop the this is and say just the words. Chair, window, phone, table. This trains your brain to connect the object directly to the English word without going through translation. Next, move to level 2 simple phrases. Describe what you're doing as you do it. For example, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee, I'm opening the window, I'm reading a message. It might feel funny at first, like talking to yourself, but trust me, this is one of the most powerful ways to think in English. You're turning daily life into English practice. Now, let's go one level higher. Level 3, mini conversations. You can imagine small dialogues in your head or speak them softly. For example, "What time is it?" "It's 8 o'clock." "Oh, I'm late for work." "Don't worry. The bus is coming." You can also use imaginary situations. You're at a cafe, ordering a drink. You're meeting a friend. You're asking for directions. This step makes your English more alive. It becomes a voice in your head, your English voice. Then, there's level 4 English thinking moments. Here's what that means. Whenever you catch yourself thinking something, maybe you're angry, excited, or worried, try expressing that thought in English. For example, "I can't believe this traffic. I'm so happy it's Friday. I really need a break. I hope it doesn't rain today." This is powerful because emotions create strong memory links. When you think in English with emotion, your brain remembers it faster and deeper. Now, let's go even further. Level 5, internal storytelling. This is where you become the narrator of your own life in English. Imagine you are the main character in a story and you're describing what's happening. For example, "I walked into the kitchen and made a cup of coffee. It smelled amazing. The morning light came through the window and I felt calm." It's like writing a story in your head, but in English. This not only helps your fluency, but also your rhythm, your sentence structure, and your emotional expression. You begin to sound natural, like a native speaker. But here's the truth, thinking in English doesn't happen overnight. It's like training a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't worry if you still translate sometimes. That's okay. What matters is that you notice it and gently move back to English. Over time, translation will become unnecessary. You'll begin to think, "What should I eat?" Instead of thinking it in your native language first, you'll start reacting in English. You'll start dreaming in English. And one day, you'll realize something magical. You don't study English anymore. You live it. Let's do a small exercise right now together. Close your eyes. If you can, take a deep breath. Now, imagine you just woke up on a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is shining. The air feels soft. Now, describe what happens in English. Say it out loud or think it in your mind. "I wake up. I stretch. I feel relaxed. I open the window. The air is fresh. I smile. I'm happy today." Can you feel how simple that was? That's you thinking in English naturally. Do this often, short moments, real feelings, daily thoughts. That's how fluency grows, slowly but surely. Now, let's add one more advanced trick, the English filter. This means that for 1 or 2 hours a day, you switch your mind completely to English. During this time, everything you see, read, or hear, you label it or describe it in English. You can even make it a game. How long can you stay inside English? If your brain tries to switch to your native language, catch it gently and bring it back. At first, you might last only a few minutes, but one day you'll make it through a whole morning, and when that happens, you'll smile because you'll feel it. Your brain is changing. You're no longer just learning English. You're becoming someone who thinks in English. Let me share something personal with you. When I teach my students here in the US, I see the same moment every time, the moment when they stop translating and start living in English. Their faces change. Their eyes light up. It's like they finally found freedom. And I want that for you. You can do it. You're already closer than you think. In the next part 8, we're going to go even deeper. We'll talk about how to speak naturally like a native using rhythm, tone, and emotion. That's the secret to sounding confident, fluent, and alive in English conversation. So make sure you stay with me for the next lesson. Before you go, tell me in the comments, do you ever catch yourself thinking in English? If yes, when does it happen the most? In the morning, at night, or when you're alone? I can't wait to read your answers and cheer you on. Now, take a deep breath, smile, and say it proudly. I'm learning to think in English. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. See you in part 8. Welcome back, my friend. If you've made it here, part 8, you're already doing something most learners never do. You're not just learning words or grammar. You're learning to sound natural, to speak English with life, with rhythm, with confidence. Today, I'm going to share one of the biggest secrets of fluent English. It's not about knowing more vocabulary or speaking faster. It's about how you say things, your rhythm, your tone, and your emotion. These 3 things make native speakers sound smooth, real, and alive. And once you understand them, you can sound that way too. Let's start with rhythm. English is a rhythm-based language, just like music. It has a beat. Some words are strong, some are soft, some are quick, some are slow. For example, listen to this sentence. I want to go to the beach today. Notice how I stress the words want, go, and beach. They're the important words, the content words. The small words like to, the, and today are less stressed. Try it with me now. Repeat slowly. I want to go to the beach today. Can you feel the rhythm? This is what makes your English sound natural, not robotic. When you speak English, think of it like a song. Every sentence has a little melody. If you can feel that music, you'll sound confident and fluent even with simple words. Now, let's talk about tone or intonation. Tone is the rise and fall of your voice. It tells listeners how you feel and what you mean beyond just words. Let me show you. If I say, "You're coming," falling tone. That sounds like a statement, I'm sure you're coming. But if I say, "You're coming," rising tone, it becomes a question, I'm not sure, I'm asking. Same words, completely different meaning just from tone. This is why intonation is so powerful. It gives your speech emotion, clarity, and connection. Let's try another example. Say these sentences and notice how tone changes the feeling. I can't believe it. Surprised tone. I can't believe it. Sad tone. I can't believe it. Excited tone. Same sentence, 3 completely different emotions. That's what native speakers do naturally. They don't just speak words, they express feelings. And you can do it too. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need life in your voice. Now let's combine rhythm and tone together. Listen. I can't believe it. That's amazing. Can you hear how it flows almost like singing? That's natural English rhythm and emotion together. Try repeating it a few times, even exaggerate it a bit. It might feel dramatic, but that's okay. Practice this and your English will start to sound warm, alive, and confident. Now, let's talk about emotion, the heart of fluent speaking. Here's the truth. When you speak with emotion, people listen. Even if you make small mistakes, they don't care. Because emotion is what connects people. Think about your favorite English speakers, maybe actors, YouTubers, or teachers. What makes them special? It's not just the words, it's the feeling behind the words. When you speak English, don't be afraid to feel. If you're happy, sound happy. If you're surprised, show surprise. If you're tired, let your voice relax. Emotion makes your English real. Let's do a quick exercise. I'll say a few lines. Repeat them after me, but don't just repeat the words. Say them with feeling. Ready? I did it. Say it with excitement like you achieved something. Oh no. Say it with disappointment or sadness. Really? Say it with surprise. That's amazing. Say it with joy. I'm so tired. Say it with a soft, slow tone. Beautiful. That's the beginning of expressive English. Here's a secret tip I give my students in the US. Record yourself. Yes, record your voice on your phone. Say a few sentences, then listen. Ask yourself, do I sound flat or alive? Do I stress the right words? Does my voice rise and fall naturally? You'll be surprised how much this helps. You'll start hearing your rhythm, your tone, your emotion, and once you hear it, you can fix it. This is what advanced learners, C1, C2 level speakers do all the time. They train their ear and voice together. Now, let's go a little deeper into rhythm again. English has a natural stress-timed rhythm. That means stressed words come at regular beats, and the others fit in between. Let's take this sentence. I'll meet you after lunch. Say it slowly. Now, say it again naturally. Notice how meet and lunch get the main stress. I'll and you and after are faster, lighter. This is the secret rhythm of English, and it's what makes native speakers sound smooth. Here's a fun exercise to help you feel rhythm. Clap or tap. When you speak a sentence, clap on the strong words. For example, I want to see that movie. Clap on want, see, and movie. This physical movement helps your brain remember the beat. It's like dancing with English. And when you start hearing and feeling that rhythm, your speaking speed will naturally become smoother without effort. Let me tell you something encouraging. Many learners think they need a perfect accent to sound fluent. That's not true. You don't need to sound American or British. You just need to sound clear, natural, and alive. Your accent is part of your identity. It shows where you come from, and that's beautiful. Fluency isn't about changing who you are. It's about expressing yourself confidently in another language. So, today's big takeaway is this. Fluency equals rhythm plus tone plus emotion. If you speak English like music, people will understand you. If you speak with emotion, they will feel you. And when that happens, you'll no longer sound like a learner. You'll sound like a communicator. In the next part, Part 9, we'll focus on real-life speaking situations. You'll learn how to respond naturally in everyday conversations, from small talk to deep discussions using everything you've learned so far. You'll discover how to flow in conversation, even when you don't have the perfect words. Before you go, tell me in the comments, which part do you find harder, rhythm, tone, or emotion? I'd love to hear from you. You're doing amazing. Keep practicing, keep feeling, and remember, English is not just a language. It's a rhythm, a voice, and a feeling inside you. See you in Part 9, my friend. Welcome back, my friend. You've made it to Part 9 of our From B1 to C2 English Fluency Masterclass. Now that you understand rhythm, tone, and emotion, it's time to bring everything together in real-life conversations. Because learning English words is one thing, but using them naturally, confidently, and without fear is another level. And that's what we're going to master today. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders. You're about to learn how to flow in English conversations, just like a native speaker. Let's start with something important. Don't chase perfection. Most learners think, I can't speak until my grammar is perfect. But that's not true. Native speakers make mistakes too every single day. The difference is they keep talking. They don't stop to think about grammar rules. So, when you speak English, don't try to be perfect. Try to be real. Focus on connection, not perfection. Let's imagine a real situation. You meet someone new. They say, "Hey, how are you?" You could say the basic answer, "I'm fine, thank you." But that sounds a little robotic, right? Instead, try something more natural. "I'm good, thanks. It's been a busy day, but I'm happy." Or, "I'm doing pretty well. How about you?" See the difference? You're not just answering, you're opening a conversation. That's what fluent speakers do. They don't stop at short answers. They keep the flow going. Let's practice together. I'll ask a few common questions. You answer them aloud, using full, natural sentences. Question 1. What do you do on weekends? Pause to let the learner respond. Maybe you said, "I like to hang out with friends and watch movies." Perfect. Question 2. Do you enjoy learning English? Pause. You could say, "Yes, I do. It's sometimes hard, but I love improving every day." That's wonderful, clear, natural, and alive. Now, let's talk about conversation rhythm. In English, conversations are like a dance. When one person talks, the other listens and then responds smoothly. You take turns, like music. But many learners struggle because they pause too long or repeat words while thinking. Here's a tip. Use filler phrases, short and natural expressions that give you time to think. For example, "Well, let me think." "That's a good question." These are small but powerful. They make your English sound smooth and natural, even while your brain is finding the next word. Let's try this together. If someone asks, "What's your favorite book?" Instead of staying silent, you can say, "Well, that's a good question. I think my favorite is Harry Potter because it's full of imagination." See, you used a filler phrase. "Well, that's a good question," and you sounded fluent and confident. Now, let's look at reaction phrases. When someone tells you something, don't just nod or say okay. Show emotion. Respond naturally. Here are some examples. If someone shares good news, "That's awesome. Wow, congratulations. I'm so happy for you." If someone shares bad news, "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds tough. Are you okay?" If you're surprised, "Really? No way. You're kidding." These little responses show that you're engaged, and they make your English sound more real and emotional. Now let's talk about listening. Fluent speakers are great listeners. They don't just wait for their turn to speak. They listen carefully and respond to what the other person says. If someone says, "I went hiking last weekend," you can follow up with a question. "Really? Where did you go?" Or if they say, "I've been so busy lately," you can respond, "Yeah, I know the feeling. Work has been crazy for me too." That's how natural conversation works. It's not about speaking fast. It's about listening, responding, and connecting. Let's practice a mini dialogue together. I'll say my lines. You imagine your answers. Ms. Fuang, "Hey, how was your weekend?" You respond aloud. Ms. Fuang, "Oh, nice. Did you go out with friends?" You answer again. Ms. Fuang, "Sounds fun. I just stayed home and watched movies." You react, maybe say, "That sounds relaxing," or "Which movie did you watch?" Beautiful. That's how real English sounds natural, flowing, and friendly. Now, here's a big tip. Don't memorize conversations word for word. Instead, memorize patterns. For example, "I'm really into" plus hobby. "I'm thinking about" plus plan. "I've been" plus activity. These are flexible patterns you can use anywhere. Example, "I'm really into cooking these days. I'm thinking about learning Spanish. I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately." See how natural that sounds? You're not translating from your language. You're speaking in English patterns. That's how fluent speakers think. Here's another secret. Shadow real conversations. Find a short English dialogue online, maybe a movie clip or a podcast. Listen, then repeat exactly how they speak, not just the words, but the tone and rhythm. Say it again and again until your voice matches theirs. This technique, called shadowing, is one of the fastest ways to sound fluent. It's how interpreters, language teachers, and even actors train their English. Now, let's talk about confidence. Many learners tell me, "Teacher, I understand English, but I can't speak." Do you feel that way too? That's normal. It's not because you're bad at English. It's because your mouth hasn't practiced enough. Speaking is physical. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw, they all need training. So you must speak out loud every single day, even when you're alone. Practice sentences like, I'm getting better at English every day. I can express my ideas clearly. I'm becoming fluent step by step. Say them with confidence, because when you speak with belief, your brain starts to believe it too. Remember this. Fluency doesn't come from studying more grammar books. It comes from using English speaking, listening, feeling, living it. Every time you shadow, every time you respond to a question, every time you speak, even when afraid, you are moving from B1 to C2. In the next part, part 10, we're going to go even deeper. You'll learn how to handle difficult speaking situations, job interviews, discussions, or when your mind goes blank. I'll show you how to stay calm, sound natural, and keep the conversation alive. You're doing so well. Take a moment to be proud of how far you've come. Now, tell me in the comments, what situation is hardest for you, small talk, presentations, or interviews? I'll read your answers and help you in the next lesson. See you in part 10, where we'll turn pressure into power. Welcome back, my friend. You've reached part 10 of our From B1 to C2 English Fluency Masterclass. You've already learned how to listen, respond, and flow in conversation. But now, it's time for one of the most powerful skills every English learner needs, the ability to stay calm and speak naturally, even in difficult situations. Let's be honest, we've all been there. You're in a meeting or an interview, or maybe just talking to a native speaker, and suddenly your mind goes blank. You know the words, you know the grammar, but your mouth won't move. Your heart beats fast. You freeze. That's not because you're bad at English. It's because your brain is nervous. It's trying to protect you. So today, I'll teach you how to calm your mind, relax your body, and speak confidently in any situation, even under pressure. Let's start with this. Fluency begins with calmness. When you're nervous, your brain can't find the right words, but when you're calm, the words come naturally. So here's a little secret from professional speakers and teachers like me. Before you speak, take a deep breath, just one. Try it right now. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold it for 2 seconds. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. Do you feel that? Your body just relaxed. That simple breath helps your brain focus and your voice sound steady. Now you're ready to speak. Let's imagine a real situation. You're in a job interview. The interviewer asks, "So, can you tell me about yourself?" At that moment, you might panic. But don't. You don't need a perfect answer. You just need a clear and confident one. Here's a pattern you can use. Start with who you are. Mention what you do. End with your goal or passion. Example: My name is Lynn. I'm from Vietnam, and I work as a software tester. I really enjoy learning new things, especially languages, because they help me connect with people around the world. Simple. Natural. Clear. You didn't use complex vocabulary, but you sounded fluent and confident. Now let's say the interviewer asks something you don't understand. What do you do? Here's the trick. Don't freeze rephrase. You can say, "I'm sorry. Could you please repeat that?" Or, "Could you say that another way?" Or, "Let me make sure I understand you mean." These phrases buy you time and show confidence. Native speakers use them all the time. Remember, asking for clarification doesn't make you look weak. It makes you look professional. Now let's imagine another situation. You're giving a presentation in English. You practiced your speech many times, but when you start, you suddenly forget a word. What should you do? Don't stop. Don't apologize. Just keep going. Use a simpler word or describe what you mean. For example, if you forget the word efficient, you can say, "It works very well." If you forget motivate, you can say, "It helps people want to do more." Fluent speakers do this too. They rephrase naturally. That's not weakness. That's communication. Now let's talk about your body language. When you speak English, especially in interviews or meetings, your body speaks before your words do. So stand tall. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Smile, if it's natural for you. And use open hand gestures, not too much, just enough to show warmth. If your body is relaxed, your mind will follow, and your voice will sound calmer, smoother, and more confident. Here's another common problem learners face. You're in a conversation, but you forget a word mid-sentence. Let's say you want to say, "I forgot to bring my umbrella," but you forget the word umbrella. Don't stop. You can say, "I forgot to bring my, the thing for the rain." And guess what? The listener will understand and help you. This is natural. Even native speakers forget words all the time. The secret is, keep talking. Don't break the flow. Now let's talk about thinking time. When you need a moment to think, don't just stay silent. Use natural pauses or fillers to stay in control. Here are some examples. "Well, let me think. That's an interesting question. I haven't thought about that before." These phrases sound confident, and they give your brain a few seconds to organize your thoughts. Let's do a little practice. Imagine you're asked, "What motivates you to learn English?" You can say, "Well, let me think. I guess it's because English gives me more chances to grow. I can talk to people from other countries, understand movies, and even work abroad someday." Beautiful, natural, and fluent. You didn't rush. You spoke with confidence and calm energy. Now let's talk about handling mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. What matters is how you respond. If you make a mistake, don't stop and say, "Sorry, my English is bad." Just correct yourself naturally and move on. For example, I go, "Oh, sorry, I went there last week." That's it. You fixed it quickly and kept the flow. No apology needed. Confidence means accepting your mistakes and continuing to communicate. Let me tell you something from experience. When I first started teaching English in the US, I also made mistakes not in grammar, but in culture and tone. I sometimes spoke too fast, or I didn't pause enough. But over time, I learned to slow down, breathe, and connect with people. That's what fluency really is. Connection. not perfection. Let's do one last confidence exercise before we move on. Repeat after me slowly and clearly. I am calm when I speak English. I can express my ideas clearly. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to connect. I am becoming more fluent every day. Excellent. These sentences are your new mindset. Because confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build, one word at a time. In the next and final part, part 11, we'll bring everything together. You'll learn how to create your personal English fluency plan, a simple daily routine that helps you keep improving even after this masterclass. It will be your roadmap from B1 to C2, step by step, day by day. Before we go, tell me in the comments, when do you feel most nervous speaking English at work, in class, or with native speakers? I'll read your answers and help you in the next part. You've done an amazing job today. Take a deep breath, smile, and remember, every time you speak, you are one step closer to true English fluency. See you in part 11, my friend. You've made it. We are now at the final part of our From B1 to C2 English Fluency Masterclass. Take a deep breath. Look how far you've come. You've built confidence. You've learned how to listen, how to think in English, and how to express yourself clearly. Now, let's talk about what it truly means to reach fluency and how you can stay there for life. Fluency is not perfection. Fluency means freedom. Freedom to express your ideas without fear. Freedom to connect with anyone, anywhere in the world. Freedom to be yourself in another language. Many learners stop at B2 or C1 because they feel good enough. But you are not here to be good enough. You are here to master English. And mastery is not about knowing every word. It's about using what you know naturally, confidently, and with your own unique voice. So, in this final part, we will do 3 things together. First, reflect on your journey from B1 to now. Second, learn the habits that will keep you improving forever. And third, finish with a deep speaking and listening exercise to seal your learning. Let's start with reflection. Think back to when you first started learning English. Maybe you felt nervous when speaking. Maybe you forgot words in conversations. Maybe you felt like your English wasn't good enough. Now, look at you. You can listen to long, natural sentences. You can shadow and speak with rhythm. You understand meanings, not just words. That's a huge achievement. So right now, take a moment to say this with me. I am proud of myself. I am growing every day. Say it again louder. With confidence, I am proud of myself. I am growing every day. That's the mindset of a fluent speaker. You are not just learning English, you are living it. Now, let's talk about the habits that keep your English alive. Habit 1. Daily English input. Even after this master class, you need English in your ears every day. It can be a podcast, a YouTube video, a short story, or a conversation with a friend. Make English sound like music in your life. Listen, even if you don't understand everything, your brain is always learning. Habit 2. Speak out loud every day. Shadowing is powerful. Continue it daily, even for 5 minutes. Repeat after teachers, after podcasts, after your favorite shows. Record your voice. Listen back. Improve your pronunciation, your emotion, your flow. Habit 3. Use English for real life. Write messages in English. Comment in English. Think in English. Ask yourself questions in English, like what should I eat today? Or how was my day? The more you live in English, the faster you grow. Habit 4. Learn with emotion. Never learn English like a robot. Learn it like a human. Laugh when it's funny. Feel sad when it's emotional. When you feel something, you remember it longer. That's how native speakers learn as children, through emotion, not memorization. Habit 5. Surround yourself with English success. Follow channels that inspire you. Watch people who speak naturally. And yes, keep coming back to Miss Fhuang English, because this channel is made to help you continue your journey with joy, motivation, and confidence. Now, let's finish with one last deep practice. I'll say a short passage. You listen carefully. Then, shadow after me line by line. Ready? Listen first. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about being brave enough to speak, even when you make mistakes, because every time you speak, you grow stronger. Every time you listen, you understand more. Every time you practice, you become closer to the person you want to be. Now, shadow with me slowly. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about being brave enough to speak, even when you make mistakes, because every time you speak, you grow stronger. Every time you listen, you understand more. Every time you practice, you become closer to the person you want to be. Good. Now, shadow again faster, with emotion. Feel it. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about being brave enough to speak, even when you make mistakes. Because every time you speak, you grow stronger. Every time you listen, you understand more. Every time you practice, you become closer to the person you want to be. Beautiful. That's your new English identity. Confident, natural, expressive. Before we finish, I want you to remember this. Language learning never ends, but that's the beauty of it. You can always get better. You can always learn something new. And with every word you speak, you open new doors in life. So keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself, because I believe in you. If this masterclass helped you grow, please like this video and share it with someone who wants to improve their English too. Leave a comment and tell me, what is one thing you learned that changed your English the most? I read every comment and I love hearing your stories. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey from B1 to C2 fluency, your teacher, your guide, and your friend on this path to English mastery. Keep shining, keep learning, and remember, your English story has just begun. I'll see you in the next lesson.